Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the Kylie Cosmetics the Royal Peach palette. I know this palette has been all over YouTube for so long, but I wanted to come and give my thoughts and opinion on it. I also wanted to do a little bit of a demo so you guys can see this little eye look. The eye look is very simple, really easy, and what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into the eye look so you guys can see it, and then we're going to jump into my thoughts and opinions about this palette. I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this eye look. It's really simple, really easy, and I just wanted to do something showing you guys how the shadows performed on the actual. Okay, so I started with a little bit of Sorbet and then mixed in a little bit of Peachy. So like that. Okay, and then I wanted to try the actual Kylie brush that came with it, so then I used some cinnamon and I just took that out on the outer corners. So, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's very pigmented. These shadows blend really nicely, really easily, especially the mattes. Like, her mattes are really nice. You see that? Really pigmented, really nice. I mix a little bit of Duke and cinnamon together, which this is cinnamon, the one I just used, and then I use a little bit of Duke. Duke has a little bit of a like sheen to it, just a little bit, but I still mixed it in right on the outer corner so I can darken it up just a little bit more. You see that? Really easy. And then I take the shade Duchess, which is this really gorgeous shimmery like bronze shade, and apply it. Like, then I go back with my Wet n Wild brush and I just add a little bit more Sorbet and Peachy. So I just add a little bit more of those two together to blend right here. Now something I don't like is that it's no like brow bone shade in this palette. So I can't stand that. I hate palettes that don't have brow bone shades. It's just, I don't know. Like, I'm okay without having a black, but I am not okay without having a brow bone shade. I'm going to take this shade right here, which is called Seashell, and I'm going to pop that in my inner corner. Let me get a little brush. I'm just taking a little flat brush. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to the Kylie brush, and then I'm going to just mix Sorbet, Peachy, and a little bit of cinnamon together to go under my lash line. Just accidentally poked myself in the eye, so I'm gonna finish up off camera really quickly and I'll be right back. Simple look for you guys. I wanted to put the eye look up just so you can get a feel of how the shades blend together, the pigmentation on them. Hopefully they were okay. Now I'm looking for a ring light and camera and all that good stuff, so I will hopefully in the next couple of months have that up so I can have better quality videos for you guys, but I hope it's okay today. I know my face makeup is a little this under eye setting powder that I'm using that's new today. I don't know how I feel about it. It has these really cute eyes. She did this gorgeous eye look, really peachy with a little bit of smoky blue, and that's something that I would definitely wear, you know. So this is what it looks like. It sells for $45. On the back of this palette, it also has ingredients of the shadows. It has the name of the shadow. This is what it looks like. As we already know, it is very gorgeous, very peachy. It's just a really pretty palette to look at. When I first seen it, I was like, oh, I have to have it just because it looks gorgeous. Shades. I don't have a palette with many shades like this, so I was like, I knew I wanted something like this, especially for spring and summer. I think this palette would definitely just be great. It does have a little pop of color in it. This beautiful blue, this mojito shade, this really pretty purple. Like, the shades in here are really, really gorgeous, and I feel like they'll work for a variety of skin tones because they have that really pretty peachy tone to it. I did swatch all of the shades on my arm so you can get a closer look of them and see what they look like. So these are the shades right here, and they did just start kind of get a little crooked, but I'll show you the first 6. So this first one is called Sorbet, Seashell, Peachy, Royal, Queen Bee, and Duke. So these are the first rows, and all of the shades I swatched on my arm were swatched 2 times. Then we'll go here and go with the second row, which is Duchess, Sandy, Mojito, North Star, Crush, and Cinnamon. So these are all the shades again, so you guys can see. Favorite shadows in here are the mattes, as well as the burgundy palette, and my favorites were the mattes. They're really nice and creamy. They're really buildable. They're really blendable. They're easy to work with. I feel like even if you're a beginner, these type of mattes will work really well for you. As far as the metallics, they are hit and miss again for me. I feel like some of them are just not as pigmented as they should be. This one right here is Seashell, and it's what I have on in my inner corner. I feel like this is a shade I really had to work at to kind of get it to pop. I feel like it's really soft. Don't get me wrong, the shade is gorgeous, but it's a really soft metallic. I want my metallics to be really like bright and bam in your face. This one is the shade that I have on my lid, which is Duchess. This shade is gorgeous. It's very shimmery and metallic. You can also use Fix Plus to make these even more shimmery. This one in Queen Bee is really, really nice also. And then this one in Mojito is really nice. This one in North Star, it is a gorgeous purpley shade, but it's in pigmentation. You have to build it up a lot. I think this palette is really beautiful. I think it's a hit or miss for some people. If you love these type of peachy shades, I think you will really like this palette. If you're a beginner, I also think you'll like this palette. You can work with this palette again with the metallics. I just feel like the metallics in her shadows are lacking so much because they're not all consistent. Now the brush itself looks like this. It is definitely like a MAC 217 brush. All companies have this brush. It's a really beautiful, like, just crease brush. It's really nice. This one is, I want to say this is made in China. It says China on the back, but I don't feel like it's bad quality. The palette itself is made in the US, so don't get it twisted, but I think the brush is just made in China. It is white. It says Kylie and Peach, and then it has this pretty like rose gold stem, and then the bristles are white, but of course it's dirty because I use it on this eye look. But it's really soft. It's not scratchy. I feel like this is a really usable brush. So this is not one of those brushes that they just throw in here and didn't think. This is a really good brush that everybody wants to know is, does your palette smell? To be 100% honest with you guys, my palette has a smell. But as far as what other people were saying, like, oh my god, I took my palette out, opened it up, and it just smells like chemicals. No, I feel like they're definitely being dramatic, and I feel like a lot of people just I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are really hard on Kylie because of her family, who she is, but I feel like she's doing really good. Like, she's really doing good. I did recently purchase some of the Valentine's Day stuff, so if you see that video, I advise you to click on it because I'll have a surprise for you guys in that video. But as far as this palette, it does have a slight smell. When I first open it, not smell it. If I sniff the actual shadows like this, I can smell it, but this is what I'm gonna say. I don't think it's the shadows itself. I think it is totally the packaging. These shadows are removable, so if you want to take them out and put them in a Z palette, you definitely can do that. If you're so terrified of chemical burns or something. I've used this palette a numerous amount of times since I've got it, and I have not once had an eye issue or anything like that. When I swatch the shadows, I don't smell it. Like if I swatch it and I smell it, I don't smell it on my hands. I don't smell it on my eyes. When I apply them, I think it's totally just the packaging, because when I remove the brush out of here and I sniff it, I can also smell it in here. But what I did see was if you leave your palette out for like 30 minutes, the smell will go away. You will not smell anything. You close it up, you put it away, fine. But what I did notice was once I closed it and I put it back into the original packaging and I opened it a couple days later and I sniffed it again, that was a smell back. Like the smell was back. So I definitely think it is the packaging, whatever packaging company they went with or whatever. I just feel like, because I can smell it inside the box. Also, whatever that manufacturer is, I feel like that is what is causing the smell, not the eyeshadows itself. So no worries, you won't die, your eyes won't fall out of their sockets. Like, you will live, you will be fine, unless you're just, I don't know, because I've seen some people who just, I feel like, were totally just making it something way more than what it was, and it's just not that. So yeah, but that's just me. In my opinion, it is totally worth it. I don't think the burgundy palette was worth it for me. That one was $42 with 9 shadows, and I just did not like the metallic shades in there. I think I only liked one, and I feel like that was kind of a waste. But this one, I really like this palette. Like I said, some of them are hit and miss on pigmentation. Oh, the royal blue one, I feel like this one is a little bit chalky, but overall, I feel like I love this palette. I personally will get a lot of use out of this palette. I think this is a really good palette. Like, it's really good quality. The shades are gorgeous. This is going to be a staple for spring and summer. Those beautiful peachy looks. Like, it's just beautiful. And this eye look, even though it's really simple, I really love it. It's really soft. It's really gorgeous. And I don't really have shades like this in my collection. That's why I got this palette. And I definitely think it is worth the $45. I'm sorry, it's out of stock right now, but if you can get it, if you've been wanting to try it, I'd say go ahead and try it. If you don't like it, sell it. You can't return it. You cannot return Kylie Cosmetics products. It says it in her like information box. It definitely says that they do not accept returns. If something is broken or something, they will replace it, but you can't get your money back. You won't get returns. It is what it is. I ain't mad at them. If you hate it enough, trust me, Instagram, Facebook, all those good places, YouTube, sell your stuff, because I do it all the time. If it's something I'm not using or I don't like, I sell it. That's just my take on the Kylie palette. I absolutely love it. I highly recommend it. And again, stay tuned, because I am going to be having a surprise in my Kylie Valentine's Day video. I hope my stuff gets here on time, because this palette took a little minute. I don't really like their shipping. I don't feel like they have the best options for shipping. But anyways, yeah guys, that's basically it, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.